Hello, epic viewers from around the multiverse. Prepare to bask in unprecedented glory, because today we're going to commence episode 1 of the Real World Job Experience. What will this episode entail, you may ask? Today I'm going to be reviewing day 1 of the job experience. Now, how did I deem the job experience to be? Would I deem it to be egregious? Would I deem it to be characterized by insipid mediocrity? Or would I deem it to be a meritorious, worthwhile experience to be pursuant of? I found the experience to be tolerable, to say the least. The managers were very professional, they were very cordial, they were affable, and they could resonate with their subordinates, underlings, or employees. So, in terms of the company's staff, they're very professional. Now, what about the job duties? Well, the job duties thus far are seemingly rudimentary, menial, and can be mind-numbingly boring. However, the job is close by. Now, for me to be pursuant of a job that pays quadruple the salary that I'm eminently qualified for, I'd have to move to another state or country to fulfill that job. However, moving is off the table at the moment. I can't afford for my overhead costs to further amplify. Therefore, I'm relegated to working either a remote job or a local job. So I can work remotely via online from my computer, or I can drive to a nearby job. So I have to take what I can get in the interim. And because I'm unwilling to move, I'm unable to get a job in the field that I'm educated in. And my unwillingness to move precludes me from being able to maximize my salary. Now, in terms of the tasks at hand that I have to fulfill and undergo on a daily basis, it's not too bad per se. Would I prefer to have a job that requires complexity, that requires me to solve intricate problems, that requires me to utilize my ingenuity, creativity, and adroitness to excel at the job? Well, it all depends on the context. When I'm fatigued, when I'm torpid, when I'm frazzled, when I'm debilitated, when I'm tired beyond explanation, then I prefer to undergo drudgery. However, when I'm alert, well-rested, and imbued with energy, then I prefer to do something more arduous and cumbersome. And because I rarely get any sleep, because I'm always fatigued, because I'm always frazzled, then I prefer to do something less taxing on my cerebral faculties. So I guess I'm content with the job, and it offers fringe benefits, and it has auspicious job prospects if you stay with the job long term. However, it could be difficult to sustain, especially in the wintertime when you have to drive through blizzards to get from point A to point B to work the job. So the job is location bound, and you have to move your vessel from point A to point B to work the job. But I guess I'm content with the job. Now you have to fill out you have to complete, I should say, a copious amount of modules, and you have to fill out a myriad of papers. So that can be burdensome, and that can place quite a bit of an onerous on you. But you get paid to complete the modules, and I filled out most of the paperwork thus far. So at this point, I just have to put in my dues, pull my own weight, and just grind in perpetuity until I can find a better side hustle. Now, with the side hustle, I can be pursuant of multiple jobs and not have it encroach on my regular job. So the hours can vary. They can change on a daily basis, but I'm content with working whatever shifts they need me to fulfill. And although the tasks that you have to fulfill can be taxing against your mind, body, and spirit, it's not too bad per se relative to other jobs. And attaining a job that I'm qualified for, that my terminal degree affords me the opportunity to be pursuant of, could require me to move to another state, which could be a dire issue since my overhead costs would significantly increase, which would lead to other deleterious issues. So even if I have to succumb to a substantially lower pay than what I otherwise could get if I were willing to be less obdurate, less obstinate, and was willing to move, I'm still content with the prospect of succumbing to a rudimentary menial job before I can find a higher paying job online that I can integrate into my schedule, and before I can find a higher paying local job. So as per the first day, because the company, because the staff is professional, it makes everything tolerable and less burdensome. As per the modules, filling them out is akin to completing college courses to a lesser extent. So it is a bit agonizing to have to constantly take quizzes and incessantly complete them, but it is what it is. The constant reading induces boredom, but it is what it is. So I guess I'm content with doing it as long as I receive remuneration and monetary compensation for my sacrosanct, invaluable, finite, precious time. So as per the first day, I guess I'd rate it to be a 9 out of 10. It went eminently well. The challenge is to see if I'm going to be able to sustain hauling items, performing rudimentary tasks that I don't have to tap in to my cerebral faculties to perform, and if I'm going to be able to do this long term to keep me afloat. In reality, the income may not be enough for me to pull myself out of the muck and mire and to move on with my life. There are promotion opportunities, but older workers who have seniority over you may take precedence over you during the job application process. So when they're looking for applicants to fulfill the role, they may prioritize hiring older workers over hiring younger workers. But at this juncture, at this confluence of time and space, as someone who has little traditional, conventional work experience and has unconventional work experience, it may take me far longer to attain a better position with the company relative to other people who have decades of traditional, conventional work experience. My work experience of creating over 80,000 YouTube videos of live streaming for 14 to 20 hours per day, and was being a digital marketing manager, is unequivocally unorthodox. So it's too bad that I barely have any traditional work experience relative to my elders who have decades of traditional work experience. But I'll definitely attain more traditional work experience over the course of time, and hopefully that can allow me to move up the corporate hierarchy and advance. But it wasn't bad per se, and we'll see if I can sustain it. Is it going to be arduous to sustain? It may, but hopefully I'll be reinvigorated by being able to get sleep before I start the night shift. Hopefully I'll have enough fuel in me by being able to eat to nutrify my body before I commence the night shift, and hopefully I'll be able to handle it without wanting to rage quit, even if I don't have the opportunity to utilize or apply any knowledge that I attained in graduate school. So it's too bad that all the knowledge goes to waste if you can't utilize it, but it is what it is. If something can't serve you, then pitch it, purge it, and expunge it from the bowels of your mind. Because if it's not germane, if it has no relevance, and there's no need to try to retain it the rest of your life. If you forget it, then so be it. But I believe in the philosophy that if you don't practice it, you lose it. So utilize it or lose it. And if I'm not utilizing all the knowledge that I attained over the years, then I may be apt to unfortunately lose it. But I'm definitely content with working this job as long as the staff remains professional, and as long as I don't have to put my vessel in harm's way to fulfill the tasks of the job. So it seems as though that this is going to be a G-rated safe job, and it's not going to require me to lift extremely heavy objects, nor deal with hazardous waste products. So it's not like it's a job in the trades that requires you to put your vessel at risk. So I guess we'll see how it goes, and I'll try my utmost best to do a diligent, studious job and sustain the job in spite of all the challenges that potentially lie ahead. And hopefully the prospects are auspicious and not inauspicious and not bleak. But we'll see what transpires in the future. Who knows? Is the job dead end? I pray to God it isn't, and I hope that there are promotional opportunities that lie ahead in the pending future. So I rate day one of the job to be 9 out of 10. Am I exhausted? No. I'm ready, I'm ready to go. I'm all revved up, and I'm ready because I ate a lot before going to work, and I got plenty of sleep before going to work, but that could soon change because I'm on a time crunch, I'm on time constraints, and my schedule is going to be more compact than ever, so I'll have less time to eat, and I'll have less time to sleep, so I may have to cut out a lot of vegetables and fruits and just get to consuming the calorie-dense fruits, and choose between getting an abundance of sleep or eating an abundance of food. Unfortunately, in life, you can't always have it both ways. I hope that you found this video to be fascinating and enthralling. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Goodbye.